Hi everyone, today I just want to go through the short story that I read from the Norton. It's called Boys and Girls by Alice Munro. To give you some background on the story, since we haven't read it in class, it's essentially about a family back in the pioneer times. The father of this family was a fox fur trader, and he had a daughter and a son. The son was younger than the daughter, and then of course his wife. Essentially, what this story is about is this little girl slowly throughout the story learning the weight of the word, what it means to be a girl in her society, and knowing her place in not only her family roles, but also in the society that she's going to be in. Essentially, the author, Alice Munro, wrote this with a patriarchal agenda. My personal thesis while reading this, I wanted to focus more on the traditional gender roles that Alice Munro was illustrating throughout the entire story. I do not believe that you are born being a typical girl or a typical boy. I feel that that gender role is something that is taught by your family and society and the environment that you grow up in. This story is a prime example of that. We see this girl, and her mother is constantly pushing throughout the entire story for her to stay in the kitchen, help me out, I need help taking care of the home, and leave your father alone and your brother. They're the men. And your brother's a boy. He's the one who needs to be in the field, not you. And essentially, we see this narrator, the little girl in the family, she is constantly throughout the entire story trying to rebuke this, and you can see her internal turmoil that she's having with this term, and she begins to hate the term girl. She hates it because of the weight that she now has realized that it has. She doesn't want to be in the kitchen with her mom. She wants to be out in the field helping her dad. That just proves that, yes, she was born a girl. Biologically, she is a woman. She is a girl. However, she wants to do the normal manly things. And at the end, we see her finally resign and morph into exactly what her parents want her to be, which is those traditional gender roles. And it's really saddening to see she turns to this thought process, and she finally starts to believe in the term that, oh, I'm just a girl. Like everyone in her family has been telling her throughout the entire story. I'm just a girl. I'm only a girl. I could never do that because I am a girl. And at the end, she finally quits fighting it, and she resigns and becomes accustomed to the term, and shows and proves that this gender role, after being forced upon her enough, is something that it was taught to her to act this way, her interests and her likes. And I find it very interesting that Alice Munro would take this point of view, because essentially it doesn't have a happy ending. She doesn't find, herself. She doesn't live defying all the social norms, but she assimilates to them. And I think that even within itself is very refreshing, because a lot of literature today, you don't see that. It's very empowering to see a woman out in society today doing the exact opposite of what is expected of women in society. And a lot of stories are wrote for that empowering purpose. And I think Alice Munro wrote this story instead of with that empowering intention. She wanted to shed light onto the sad reality of the oppression of girls and women within that society. That's all I have. Thank you guys. Have a great day.